The comments that you made about the Wise Latina speech, that by my count you made at least 5 times between 1994 and 2003.
I can't find the quote, but I'll find it here in a moment. A Wise Latino quote. Do you remember it?
Yes.
Okay, say it to me.
The task of a judge is not to make law. It is to apply the law. It's important to remember that as a judge, I don't make law. Court of Appeals is where policy is made. And I know this is on tape, and I should never say that because we don't make law. I know. Okay, I know. I'm not promoting it, and I'm not advocating it. Okay.
I'm always amazed there's a double standard. If a Democrat or a liberal says something, it's always a mistake, it's okay. Had any Republican nominee for the Supreme Court said anything like that, they would be dismissed totally and run out of town.
If Lindsey Graham said that I will make a better senator than X because of my experience as a Caucasian male, makes me better able to represent the people of South Carolina, and my opponent was a minority, they would have had my head.
Would we ever tolerate somebody saying, oh, I think a white man would reach a better conclusion than a Latino woman? Of course not. It's absurd.
Is outrageous and racist on its face. And if a nominee that had conservative credentials made a similar, though reversed, statement, they'd be left out. They would never be put on the court.
These serious questions about Supreme Court nominee Sonia Sotomayor involve not only her past comments. Her list of affiliations includes a number of organizations that are based on racial identity, and that's raising concern about whether such affiliations are appropriate for a Supreme Court judge.
Judge Sonia Sotomayor's long list of professional affiliations are not secret. According to the American Bar Association, to which the judge belongs, she's also a member of the New York Women's Bar Association. Then there's the Puerto Rican Bar Association, the Hispanic National Bar Association, the National Council of La Raza, and the Latino Justice Puerto Rican Legal Defense and Education Fund.
The political case against Judge Sotomayor starts with the case of 18 white firefighters from New Haven, Connecticut.
We deserve to have the best officers.
The white firefighters all passed the test to become officers, but were not promoted because no black applicants passed. Their claim of reverse discrimination is pending at the Supreme Court, but at the appeals court level, Judge Sotomayor ruled against the firefighters.
This New Haven case that has been debated, where she played the Ritchie case, she played a major role in which you had a group of white firefighters who sued the city because they passed a promotion exam. The city did not recognize it because no African Americans passed that same exam. And it was Judge Sotomayor who upheld the city's decision when they decided not to recognize that promotion test.
One case that will get greater scrutiny is Sotomayor's role in dismissing the appeal of 19 white and 1 Latino firefighters from New Haven. They claim they were denied promotions despite doing better in exams because not enough minority candidates qualified. Sotomayor was part of a 3-judge panel that in a 1-paragraph summary sided with a lower court. Other judges on the court criticized the decision, arguing it failed to grapple with questions of exceptional importance.
you should ask her fellow Clinton appointee, Jose Cabranes, on the Second Circuit, who essentially, in the case you were just showing that's now pending before the Supreme Court of the New Haven firefighters, basically accused her of committing judicial malpractice. I mean, it was a very serious claim. She raised, the firefighters raised Title VII claims under federal statutes and constitutional claims under the 14th Amendment, equal protection claims. And she just gave them the back of her hand without even really analyzing them, because that's the outcome she wanted to reach.
Sherry Goforth is her name. She works for State Senator Diane Black. She admits to sending out the email. She says she sent it to the wrong list. Ron, it sounds like she got caught in an oops moment there. She did intend to send this email out. So what do you think should be the appropriate course of action that the state senator takes regarding this person?
I think when you're a member of a congressional staff, your obligation is to represent not only the member of the state senate or the state house that you represent, but the people from that district. And this racist cartoon reflects very poorly on the member of Congress, or I should say the state senator, and it's despicable. We need to stand out for those people who are involved in public service to a higher calling and a higher standard and say, we do not accept any form of racism in public service. This staffer needs to go. Well, John, I can't say it any more clearly. Racism cannot be tolerated for those who have the public trust. This individual said that I sent it to the wrong person. Well, she needs to be looking for a new job. She needs to be fired.
That I personally believe that the staffer should be fired.
Well, Ron Christie, other than terminating the offending employee here, which you and Michael suggest should happen, how can this be used as a teaching tool going forward?
Well, I think we can use this as a teaching tool for all Americans to recognize that we need to stamp out racism where it exists, be it in our places of worship, be it in our places of work. But racism can't be tolerated. And for those who are involved in the political process, they need to recognize that, again, this is a public trust. You cannot employ people who look at other people as other than equal individuals. We're all equal under the law. We're all equal in society. Racism has to be stamped out. That's why I said the staffer needs to go. And I think that the appropriate course of action would be for this staffer to be dismissed.
This certainly is a troubling incident. No question about that.
But it is offensive. It's getting very offensive now and insulting to a lot of Latinos, the tone of the conversation. Look, this woman, to us Latinos, is the same thing that Obama represented to African Americans when he got elected. This is our si se puede. This is our being able to tell our children, you too can be a member of the Supreme Court. That's how important it is, and that's how emotional it is to us. So when they attack her in every other way, we don't care about those other things. About her opinions at this point, no. It's a question of pride. All right.
And you're absolutely correct when you say it's offensive. The dialogue, the debate has become offensive, and not just to those who are Latino Americans and also to Hispanic community, but also all of us as Americans. This political attack from the extreme fringe right wing is offensive to all of us.
Her word choice could have been better, pun intended. But that doesn't change the fact that the substance of what she meant is 100% dead on.
I think all this nonsense that is being spewed out will be revealed for what it is.
I will administer justice without respect to persons and do equal right to the poor and to the rich. That's what Supreme Court nominees pledge.
Do you believe that Sotomayor's statement that a Latina woman would more often than not reach a better conclusion than a white male as judge is fairly interpreted as sexist and racist? 85% of you say Judge Sotomayor's statement that a Latina woman would more often than not reach a better conclusion than a white male is fairly interpreted as sexist and racist.